Shalom to everyone out there. Once again, I'm Yahushua.
I'm Yahushua.
Today we're going with the true name of the Messiah, but there's only one name given under heaven by which we are all to be saved.
And that name is Yahushua HaMashiach.
And today what we're going to do is we'll go to historical documents in Scripture proving, without a doubt, the true name of the Messiah, Yahushua. Shalom. Okay, first off, we're going to go by the Son's name, which is Yahushua. But we're going to see how it was mutilated, how it was changed to the false name it is today, Jesus. The name Jesus has no meaning whatsoever. There's no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet. The name Jesus is only about 500 years old. The Messiah walked the earth 2,000 years ago. So where does his name come from? What is it associated with? How's it causing people to stumble? I know a lot of people say, well, Jesus has been working for me all these years. Yeah, true, because you knew no better. Now the truth is being brought to you. So if you refuse it, you now have sinned, and now you're held accountable.
All right, now we look back and we look at it in Ezekiel, and we see in Ezekiel 9, we're just going to paraphrase it real quick, but we see how a man with an ink pen goes through the city and basically marks or seals those who are the fathers. And everybody else, he tells them to pity not. Don't let his eye spare anything. Okay, so what's coming on the world these days is the same thing. If you don't have the name of the Messiah written on your forehead, and the name of the Father written on your forehead, you will be destroyed. Amen.
Yeah. And as we go to Revelation 22, verse 3 and 4, it says, "And no longer shall there be any curse, and the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And he shall see his face, and his name shall be upon their foreheads." Okay, here we're seeing now he says his name. So if it's not important what we call him, then why say specifically his name? So if you want to put anything in place of his name, then you're not his. Unless his name is on you, then you belong to him. That's why it's very important we understand what his name is and what his Father's name is. Amen.
Amen. We go to Revelation's 3rd chapter, in the 8th verse. He gives an assembly a promise. And then he says, look at specifically what he says. He says, "I know your works. See, I have set before you an open door, and no one is able to shut it. It says that you have little power, yet you have guarded my word and have not denied my name. It says, see, I am giving those who are the congregation of Hashatan." It says, who say they are Yahudim and are not, but lie. See, I am making them come and worship before your feet, and know that I have loved you. Because you have guarded my word of endurance, I will also guard you from the hour of trial, which is to come upon the whole world, to try those who dwell on earth. So we just said, just like in Ezekiel, that trial is coming upon the world, and it's coming very swiftly. The only way you will defeat Hashatan is through the name of Yahushua. There is no other way. You will be powerless. Sinners will not outstrip the evil forces. It will not happen. The locust we read in Revelation talks about that it will torment all those people who are not sealed. If you're not sealed with the name of the Messiah, just like that man went through the city and sealed those with the ink pen. The ink pen is almost parallel of like being written, the name being written in the Lamb Book of Life.
And as we go to Acts chapter 2, verse 21, it says, "And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of Yahuwah shall be saved." Not Lord, not God, not Jesus, Yahuwah. So basically, when we call upon the Son's name, we call upon Yahuwah's name. Because it says, all those that call upon the name of Yahuwah shall be saved. What is the Hebrew meaning of saved? Yasha. You put Yahuwah and Yasha together, you have Yahusha. So when you call upon him Yahusha, you have salvation. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And when you also go to Acts chapter 4, verse 12, it says, "And there's no deliverance in anyone else. For there's no other name under heaven given among men by which we need to be saved." So he's really specifying there's only one name. So people say, well, he has many names. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Only Satan has many names. Yahushua made it very simple and clear. He has one name. Now, if you never heard the name before, and Yahuwah is merciful, he deals with you according to the knowledge that you have. But once it's brought to you, it's now your responsibility to turn back from falsehood and lies and embrace truth in the name of Yahushua Messiah.
Right. And when we go to Daniel 12, and we look at verse 1, we see again why the name is so important. Because it was a commandment that Yahushua, that was written in Yahushua, that said that we would believe upon the one he sent. And believing upon the one he sent is believing upon the name. Okay, we look at verse 1. It says, now at that time Michael shall stand up, the great head who was standing over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of distress, such as never was since there was a nation until that time. At that time your people shall be delivered, every one who is found written in the book.
Now if you look at Matthew chapter 1, verse 21, it reads, and she shall give birth to a son, and you shall call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins. Okay? Yahushua means Yah is salvation. Yahuwah is salvation, or I am salvation. That's what he's proclaiming to the people. You can't find the name Yahuwah in the name Jesus. He was named after the Father. And the people that reject his name are the same people he spoke about when he says, I come in my Father's name, but you receive me not. Let another come in his own name, Jesus, him you will receive. A lot of people are rejecting the true Messiah and still holding on to the abomination that lays waste, Jesus Christ.
Okay, we wanted to show you how important, I mean, it's like almost magnified. We look in the same book, Matiti Yahu, Matthew 24. And we're gonna read it, and we're gonna just kind of context, put your mind in where we're at. Okay, we're gonna start at verse 1. It says, and go out. Yahushua went out from the set apart place, and his taught ones came near to point out to him the buildings on the set apart place. And Yahushua said to them, do you not see all these things? Truly I say to you, not one of these stones will left here upon another at all, which shall not be thrown down. He says, as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the tall ones came to him separately, saying, say to us, when shall this be? And what sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Now check this. This is the first thing Yahushua says. This is the first thing he says. The first thing when they came to ask him this question, this is what he says, which reveals a lot. And Yahushua answering said to them, take heed that no one leads you astray. For many will come in my name. Many in the Greek, I think it says, F-A, superimpose. That means in place of. They will come acting like they're the Messiah, come in his name and authority, his Shem, acting like these other names, Yeshua, Jesus, Jesus, Yahushua, all these other names. They're quite, some of them are close, but not quite. He says, for many will come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they shall lead many astray.
Let me go to Zechariah chapter 3, verse 8. The Messiah's name was revealed in prophecy. It was revealed before the presence of Yahuwah's Malachim, his messengers, and was delivered to the Virgin Mary. And we have proof of this. It reads as follows. Chapter 3, verse 8 of Zechariah, it says, now listen, Yahushua the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you, for they are men assembled. For look, I am bringing forth my servant, the branch. So, Yahushua the high priest at that time was symbolic. By his name, he let you know what the Messiah's name is going to be. It's going to be Yahushua. He's a high priest. And he also was a king at the same time, basically was symbolically. And he says, the Father let him know that, hey, you are men of symbol. He said he's bringing forth his servant, the branch. We all know the branch is Yahushua, from the lineage of King David. Some right now in this world that are basically saying that the Father and the Son have the same name. It's very deceptive. It's very, very deceptive. So what they do is they're trying to make you feel like that you're basing the error by saying, well, how can he not have the same name as the Father? You know, the scripture said he was given a name above every name. Yes, true. He is also given authority. Name also means authority and position and power. It doesn't necessarily mean the name of a person, first of all. And two, the Father specifically gave the name as Yahushua, who is man to change his word. So any man that changes his word will be found a liar. And will have the curses that are written in the book of Revelation upon them. So all these false translations, they're saying, well, his name is Yahoo. There's no proof of that. They say, well, he was on earth, his name was Yahoo. Okay, well, check this. The book of Revelation says that his name is still Yahushua. And this is after the Messiah was risen and he received all power and authority. So how can you explain that?
Okay, as Yahshua was saying, the Messiah said, I come in my Father's name. Now, remind you, he spoke in Hebrew. So he said, I come in my Father's Shem. So what is Shem? Like he said, Shem means name. Not only that, reputation, fame, esteem, memorial, a monument, authority. Okay, so when you think about that, he comes in the whole essence of the Father. And so we want to read something from Enoch. This shows you right here that the name was pronounced in heaven and given.
And by the way, the book of Enoch is an apocryphal writing. It's a very good book. It's also referred in the book of Jude. So in your own time, we advise that you study it and read from it.
Okay. It's First Enoch, verse 48. It says, at the hour that the son of Adam was named in the presence of the Master of Spirits. It says, and his name before the one to whom belongs the time before time. Yes. Before the sun and the signs were created, before the stars of the heaven were made, his name was named before the Master of Spirits. He shall be a staff to righteousness thereof, to stay themselves and not fall. He shall be a light of the Gentiles and a hope to those who are troubled heart. All who dwell on the earth shall fall down and worship him. And all praise and bless and celebrate with song the Master of Spirits.
The book of Enoch is referring to the book of Zechariah when it said his name was revealed before the Father of Spirits. We had read it a couple minutes ago. It was from Zechariah chapter 3 verse 8. I'm going to read it again for those that didn't catch it. It says, now listen, Yahushua, the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you, for they are men assembled. For look, I am bringing forth my servant, the branch.
Hallelujah. And when you look back, a lot of people are floating around lies and say, when you go back in the scrolls of the Tanakh and you look at this verse that has the 6 letters, that is totally a lie. There is no document which has the 6 letters. Every document you look at, it has the 5 letters: the Yod, the He, the Ur, the Shin, and the Ayin. Every time. There's only 2 places that it was in, and later we're going to show you where even in the Dead Sea Scrolls, the 5 letters is found.
Hallelujah. There's no way to go against that one. Because a lot of people try to lie and say that the extra Ur for Yahushua is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. We're going to go ahead and debunk that real quick in the name of Yahushua Messiah.
Okay. Then we're gonna move on and just show you